One of America's worst nightmares. The chief, the general, the head of the GENERALHAIL Empire, the founder of the Capital Trust Administration, a man of many hats and skill holding, a man of exceptional experience in contract law, asset protection, credit repair, debt elimination, business formation and credit development, trust and estate planning, generation wealth strategies, forensic auditing, and more. So without further review, please welcome GENERALHAIL.
I want to thank each and every one of y'all for believing in this movement, believing in Association Chicago, and believing in me. Remember though, this is about you all. We just put it together so we can show you who we are, what we're about. I'm going to let this man take the floor for a minute. I think y'all really want to hear some things that he has to say.
How everybody doing? Mic check, 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 mic check. I never rehearse my lines and do none of that stuff. He asks me every time what you gonna say. I don't know what I'm gonna say. I don't know who I'm gonna see or what it's gonna be. Everything ain't about a script. Everybody worry about planning some shit, how things supposed to sound, wait for the perfect day, the perfect time. There's no such thing as the perfect time. Let's try getting the fuck up and doing what you need to do to be successful. Stop making excuses. Start holding each other accountable. Start holding yourself accountable. Quit putting the blame on everybody else besides you. There's too many opportunities that we are not taking as so-called black people, but melanated people for the lack of better terms. We need to start knowing who we are and what we're here for. You know, he's been doing this for, I don't know, too long, you know what I'm saying? And we have like pre-arguments before every event. Besides this one, I mean, it's like, we've been, as far as accountability, we've been that for each other forever, you know what I'm saying? That's like the definition when, you know, you categorize as a person as a brother or a sister. That's because they get on your nerves just as much as they, you know, influence you in a positive light, that type of stuff. So this is my brother, you know what I'm saying, from another mother. And we hold each other accountable. We don't take no shorts, no losses. We don't believe in no excuses, none of that. And we put a lot of pressure on anybody that we decide to associate ourselves with. So if you're a part of the association, you need to take advantage of your resources and the people you're around. You need to take a little time to figure out who's sitting next to you, who's around you, and who you sharing energy with. Some people don't even know who they sitting next to, you know? Your job is to know each other's superpowers. Your job is to enhance the person next to you superpower and vice versa. If you focus on providing services to the next person and they do the same thing, now you guys wake up, you got everything you guys need collectively. And that's how you do it. We hoard resources. You ask a black person something, they don't want to give you the answer to it. If somebody asks me a question, I'm going to give you the answer. You know. Now the thing is, do you know how to ask the right question to get the answer that you're looking for, the answer that you need? Sometimes people ask questions if they already know the damn answer. And that's another thing. What you say, Greg, people don't know what they don't know. You need to know what you don't know, right? I know what I'm great at. I know what I lack at. He knows where he's great at. He knows the areas that he lacks at. And he's a professional at figuring out how to place things and people to fill those voids. And that's where I learned that from. You know, if you're not learning from the person that you're around, you're losing. Think of the top 5 people that you associate yourself with on a weekly basis. Like the 5 people that you talk to all the time. Think about those people for a second. Then once you identify those people, just know that that's who you are. If that's not who you are now, that's who you're going to become. So that could be a good thing or a bad thing. It's up to you. That's your situation. I know my top five, and we going to push each other over this mountain. My top 5 don't play. This is one of my top 5 right here. You know? It's like nobody else gets in between that circle. Now we might have a multitude of different circles like these tables right here. But these are different circles we manage outside of our inner circles. We're part of multiple circles. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you can leak inside this area right here. You know? I don't know. That's all I have to say.
So before we get to the next part of it, we just got a couple questions for you. Rich Cosmetics want to ask you a question.
What powers do we have that we do not know as Black business owners?
You heard her? She said, what powers do we have as Black business owners that we don't know about?
Well, we don't as melanated people in general, we don't think that we qualify for things. So I know a lot of people, especially older people, you know, haven't even checked their credit report. You know what I'm saying? And they automatically assume that it's bad. You know? And then, but you'll be surprised, your grandma checked your credit. My grandma got a 920 credit score. So she's technically the credit queen. And the whole time she thought she had bad credit. All she knew was to pay her bills all her life. Didn't know that it applied to her credit or whatever. So the thing is that a lot of things that we need to acquire as far as financial literacy, we weren't taught these things because these things weren't a part of the curriculum in grammar school and high school because it wasn't meant for you to know shit. So people that come and brag and boast about college degrees and shit like that's cool. It's all about black words on white paper. You know what I'm saying? But what do you really know? Can you really take that to the next level? And can you take that and build your own with it? Or have you just been educated to be an excellent employee?
Yes, yes. Next question.
How do I establish business credit and what can I do with it?
You can do anything you can do. You can do anything that you can do on the personal side with your business. Your business is a whole other entity within itself. Like a separate person, like a newborn baby, you know. It's up to you as the parent or the creator to build that baby up to be able to walk on his own. Same deal. You know, but a lot of our people lack patience. They think everything's supposed to happen instantaneously. So most people will lose just for the lack of patience. Now, I want to address some of the biggest misinterpretations and misconceptions about business credit. The first thing people think is that, oh damn, my personal credit messed up. I can't build business credit. And I'm telling you, I don't care if you have a 0 credit score. You can build, if you have a business that's in good standing, you can build business credit right now. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with your personal. Now, if you have good personal credit, yeah, that's when you create the Voltron. You bring the two sides together. And that's the balance between the public and the private. Your personal credit is the public, your business credit is the private. So my company, Trade Capital, offers business credit to businesses that's in good standing, whether you was incorporated yesterday or 10 years. We lend you directly.
All right, last question.
If I want, how can I become exempt legally from the COVID vaccination?
Ooh. If we want, how can we become legally exempt from the COVID vaccination?
All right, real quick, before I answer that, the last question, your EIN number, properly incorporate the business as LLC, S Corp, business trust, whatever. Don't do sole proprietor. If you're gonna do sole proprietor, it defeats the purpose of being a business. That's saying that, hey, I'm still an individual, I haven't graduated and matured yet to be able to function as you guys' own separate entity. So now your personal self don't be liable for whatever the business do, which conflicts, is a conflict of interest and defeats the whole purpose of creating business. White people don't do that. All right, so now as far as the COVID vaccination, one thing that protects us, well, first of all, that's an act of state or government infringing on your God-given rights. So one thing that we can use against that is a statement stating your religious beliefs and also being affiliated with an indigenous tribe, which I have my own tribe. So that's interested in that. So we provide the birth certificates and all everything you need to get around that.
All right, make sure y'all get his card. I believe it's on the table over to your right. You guys got any more questions for him? He's an open book just like I am. You call him, well, he sometimes he answers. But if he don't call me, then I'll get him on three-way.
888-597-8825. If you get lucky and get the direct still, hey, you good.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good time.